An educated and united public cannot be controlled. Get organized. Learn to be active.
Sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity.
So this one, it says, the entire system exists to keep Africa poor, so it always remain a source of cheap raw materials and cheap labor. Africa subsidizes the living standards of the rest of the world, with almost none of its wealth benefiting Africans. The line is drawn, the curse is cast. The slow one now will be the fast. The line is drawn, the curse is cast. The slow one now will later be fast. At the present now will later be the past. The order is rapidly fading. The first one now will later be last. For the times they are changing. Yeah, people always like, oh, these African countries are so corrupt and so backwards. They just can't seem to get their shit together. And it's not true. You got outside influences that leads to the situations that happen. And that right there with the Thomas Sankara in Burkina Faso was a prime example of an African country getting their stuff together, and then outside influences ripped it apart. So they want to be able to exploit these people. And they also want to be able to say that they're backwards, that they're lower, that they're lesser, that they're not even human.
Sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. Okay, and Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow Sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep Sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap.
Yep. If you think that that is not true, you're not aware of what's happening in the world. It says, when I point this out, I'm accused of being a conspiracy theorist. Yep. It says, Mom, what's a conspiracy theorist? Somebody who figures out the truth before most people, dear. It says, Clinton conspired with France to illegally topple Gaddafi and steal his gold reserves. Despicable. It says, not only to stay poor, but needs to be depopped so Africans cannot consume resources meant for the West. Oof. It says, I've been beating this drum since about 1970. Wealth is only generated when you make stuff. Investigate both sides of the argument. Come up with your own conclusions.